Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News Report on the WIN Communications Network. I'm Keisha Charles. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, the debate on the 2013 budget began in the Senate this morning with Finance Minister Larry Howai. As he did in the lower house, Howai promised a balanced budget by 2016, outlining what he referred to as government's 5 pillars of growth.
This government's plan, Madam Vice President, is to return to a balanced budget over the medium term by reducing the deficit by a minimum of 1% of GDP per year over the next 4 years. This year's budget is therefore focused on growth stimulation, boosting competitiveness, and refocusing government expenditure.
Howai also hinted again that government is considering bringing back some form of property tax and will revisit the question of fuel subsidies.
However, these measures will be subject of dialogue with various stakeholders to ensure that society's most vulnerable are least affected and to facilitate a cooperative, participatory approach with relevant stakeholders and interest groups.
And in today's first sitting of the Senate since Parliament's new term, Tertiary Education Minister Fazal Karim paid tribute to former UNC Senator M.F. Rahman. Rahman, who passed away last month at his Champlain home, was honored by the minister for his contributions during his political term.
Mr. M.F. Rahman was no ordinary old man. He demonstrated the prowess of a young lion. In fact, he was sometimes referred to as a one-man army, and he crusaded in the Senate and also as a prolific letter writer for the causes.
According to Karim, Rahman was best known for his dedication towards empowering the poor in society.
F. Rahman's concern was for the condition of his fellow man, especially the poor and disadvantaged in our society, and by extension the quality of such a society. He once declared that there is hardly a human problem that money will not solve. On this note, he championed vigorously for the financial empowerment of the poor in society.
Karim says his former colleague will best be remembered as a freedom fighter for society. And Attorney General Anand Ramlogan has accused the Guardian newspaper of misrepresenting his words. In a statement yesterday, Ramlogan identified 2 articles in the Sunday Guardian, which he said contained errors that he intended to correct. He addressed the errors in the articles Government Minister Tipped Off Ish and Uncertainty, Confusion at the SSA, both published October 14, 2012. Ramlogan said he did in fact partake in an interview with the media and is disappointed that the truth was so easily buried. The first article accuses Ramlogan of leaking information of the repealed Section 34 of the Administration of Justice Indictable Proceedings Act. This is prior to its proclamation. Ishwar Galbaran Singh and Steve Ferguson had filed their applications. Senator Karine Batiste McKnight brought to light the fact that the businessmen had filed their applications before the legal notice was published on September 10th. Ramlogan said he is compelled to clear the air. According to him, the legal notice was published on August 30th. Ramlogan said he did in fact email the legal notice to the reporter after the erroneous assumptions were made by Senator McKnight and the media. The other article, entitled Uncertainty, Confusion at the SSA, he claims also misrepresented his words. In response to Julie Brown's nomination to the steering committee, the article stated the AG said it was the Prime Minister who made the appointments to the committee. The AG, however, denied this statement, revealing that he actually said it was the Cabinet who made the appointments. The article cited Julie Brown as a controversial individual since she was involved in the Rishmi Ramnarayan fiasco last year. Ramlogan further stated that the media house can verify his statements via the recordings of his interview. And in an exclusive interview with 7 Eyewitness News, Anil Roberts exposed Joseph Tony as a fraud in what he termed the scoop. Roberts said Tony, the chairman of COP, produced fraudulent documents with regards to a TDC issue last year. Roberts says he will disseminate these fraudulent documents to show that Joseph Tony has no integrity.
There was an issue about a year and a bit ago between 2 COP members, myself, my sister-in-law, you would have seen it on some front page of a daily newspaper about TDC and the way they treated her. And there was a board member, COP, called Kevin Rattiram. We presented all the documents to the COP to say, listen, this was not proper. In fact, it was bordering on it. But Joseph Tony signed a document on a COP letterhead as chairman, implicating Prakash Rawala, the leader, saying he knew about it and has forwarded that to me to purport that the issue is over.
He said Tony continues to be the chairman of COP, although he has acted unethically. He said that he has withheld this information for over a year now, and he is calling on Tony to remove himself from the Congress of the People elections.
Joseph Tony sent me, and I have copies, I will disseminate it shortly, of a report purporting to claim that the committee, including Vernon de Lima himself and Deputy Political Leader Mora, met and they adjudicated on the issue and came to a conclusion. When you ask Vernon de Lima, they never met, he didn't know about the report.
And the Minister of Sports says the scandal surrounding the Aquatic Center will not prevent its construction. Following the People's Partnership and TOP rally, Anil Roberts told 7 Eyewitness News that the center is an absolute scandal. On October 10th, the Prime Minister ordered the $250 million project to be stopped for investigations. In an interview with Hansley Ajoda, Roberts illustrated just how.
It is now part of what is seemingly a scandal here in Tobago. But it's good news for the people of Tobago, an aquatic center. Does it mean that this scandal may prevent it from becoming a reality?
Absolutely not. And it is not a seemingly a scandal, it's an absolute scandal. In Trinidad and Tobago, we have started the construction of a national aquatic center. It involves two 50-meter by 25-meter pools with two bulkheads, meaning the pools are 51 meters in length, 51.2 meters, with an average diameter per lane of 2.6 meters and a depth of 3 meters. There's also a 25-meter diving well at a depth of 20 meters, plus a water park, plus 1,500 seating capacity, plus a gymnasium with full equipment for elite athletes, a sport medicine system, 3 levels, restaurants, bar, computer room, and so on, for 193 million VAT inclusive. The plans that the Tobago Housing Assembly is talking about involve one 50-meter pool and one 25-meter. Believe you and me, what they are talking about can be built for under 40 million.
The minister also said the scandal will not halt the construction.
London and Ansem feel to run between now and election to sign anything. It will be reversed by the Chief Secretary Ashworth Jack whenever the election is called. Furthermore, then Ashworth Jack will take advice from the best swimming coach in the Western Hemisphere, his honorable colleague, myself, and Tobagonian George Bovell. So the aquatic center will be built, but we will not waste money.
And in more news, a 38-year-old father of 3 is the country's latest murder victim. According to reports around 9:30 p.m., officers of the Northern Division Task Force were on patrol when they responded to a report of a fight at Torino Road, San Rafael. Upon arrival, the officers found Jerry Atwell lying in a pool of blood with stab wounds about his body. He was taken to the Arima Health Facility, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The officers visited the home of the suspect, where he was seen exiting his vehicle with a murder weapon in his hand. He was arrested by officers P.C. Henry, P.C. Caballo, and P.C. Brewster. Investigations are continuing. And in more news, 5 men are now in police custody, having been found with guns. Sources state that around 8:30 last night, officers from the St. Joseph CID were on patrol when they saw the 5 men acting suspiciously. The men, who were in a black Nissan B13 car along Knoll Street, Kirap, were intercepted by the officers. On searching them, the officers found 2.38 special revolvers. The men, whose ages range between 18 to 35 years and all live in the Kirap area, were arrested. The officers believe that the men were involved in several criminal reports in the district. They are expected to be placed on several identification parades. Corporal Bennett, Corp PC DeSouza, and WPC Cordner are investigating the matter. And George Bovell III has picked up 2 gold medals consecutively over the weekend in the FINA Arena Swimming World Cup in Sweden. Bovell won gold in the men's 50 meters freestyle event in 20.82 seconds yesterday. The Trinidad and Tobago swimmer also earned gold on Saturday when capturing the 100-meter individual medley title in a national record time of 51.56 seconds. The 7-time world championship finalist tweeted on Saturday, "Gold in the 50 meters freestyle tonight at the FINA World Cup. New lifetime best and national record. Finally broke the silver streak." Bavel has now picked up 6 medals in 3 World Cup meets, having netted silver in both the 50 free and 100 individual in Dubai, United Arab Emirates and Doha, Qatar. The FINA World Cup is a global circuit of 2-day meets, all swum in short course 25-meter pools. The 4th leg will be held in Moscow, Russia on Wednesday and Thursday. And that brings us to the end of our midday news report on the WIN Communications Network. Do have a safe and pleasant day. I'm Keisha Charles.